my collection.
Just a basic overview of, like, the ones you bought recently, because you said you just completed this one today.
Yes.
Okay.
If I am not mistaken, this was got today.
And that, how much did, if you don't mind us asking, how much was that?
That was over $220. Not only that,
You are a Giga Chad, my
I
guy.
have started collecting Vinland Saga. I only have the first 2 Giga books. There's 11 of them total. So, those are the manga that were collected today. Very exciting stuff, for an introverted nerd like myself.
Oh my gosh. No, seriously, this is insane. So, which ones, so you bought those today, and those ones, how long did it take you to complete the collection, like, when you first started?
So,
Like, did you just buy all those all at once, or is it, like, in chunks?
So actually, the very first book was gotten, 7 years ago? About 7 years ago. We only started recently finishing the series, about 6 months ago, and have just been getting chunks and chunks. And we just decided, let's just finish it. Got the rest of the series.
So you haven't read the whole series yet?
Yes, I have not read the whole series yet.
Is that what you're starting to do
I am
today?
going to do that as soon as I can. I just need to finish Vinland Saga, because that's shorter. I need to finish JoJo, because I'm almost done with part 8. And then I can start the Herculean task of reading Fairy Tail.
Oh gosh.
The only series that will be a more daunting read than Fairy Tail is One Piece, because I've already started book 1, and I will be getting all of the other books.
Oh no, dude, you'll need a whole nother bookshelf at that point.
I am going to need a whole other bookshelf.
What did you do with all the manga that was there? Where are you moving that to? Wasn't that bottom shelf full the last time I was here, though?
Yes, of Fairy Tail. What we decided to do, since this is the longest series,
I'm just curious as to where you're, like, planning on putting all of this stuff.
That's a question that I'm curious on, too. Running out of space is a constant problem, and instead of fixing that problem, we're just getting more books. So, it's not a very good philosophy, but right now, my only idea of what to do is to clear off a shelf that I have back in my home.
Yeah.
And just start putting books there as well. Since I have bookends, and I just need places for them, like, just using this here, because I haven't placed anything there yet. But I might need to start collecting more bookends.
You're gonna need...
I have cool, fragments.
Maybe you should buy a bookshelf off of Gumtree. I think that would be a better option than just buying bookends. Just buy more bookshelves,
If I buy a bookshelf off of Gumtree, I need to find someone named Morgan, and then I'll buy it from them.
Let's do a hunt for Morgan. Morgan? His name is Morgan, and he's a tech guy?
Books that I would be willing to show off is the entirety of Sherlock Holmes, the entire collection. I bought this when I was in Britain, so this is a British Sherlock Holmes entirety of the works.
So it's like official.
Yeah, very proud of that book. And then, of course, my Dungeons and Dragons collection.
Did you buy more Dungeons and Dragons stuff today?
No, I did not.
Wait, so it was all just fairy tale
manga
stuff?
Mm-hmm.
As well as my magic book.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm very proud of my Dungeons and Dragons collection because they are all alternate covers, like The Wild Beyond the Witchlight, or The Strixhaven, A Curriculum of Chaos, Icewind Dale. These are actually very interesting story for these. These are all alternate covers for Xanathar's Guide to Everything, Tasha's Cauldron of Everything, and Horncander presents Monsters of the Multiverse. But these are not exactly the official alternate cover. Not that these are bootleg or anything. I just mean that there is a lot cooler version of Xanathar's and Tasha's Cauldron for an alternate cover, which I don't have. I will try to collect them as soon as possible. Also, it came with a, I'm not entirely sure what they're called, but a DM screen, I think is what they're called.
Yeah.
Very cool art.
That's
for,
really cool. Hold up. That's very nice. I like that a lot.
Across all of them.
That's freaking sick, my guy.
Yep. So that's cool. Alternate DM screen.
Is there a method to the madness as far as collecting Dungeons and Dragons books?
I suppose you could say that because this right here. This right here is all of the essentials. You have the Player's Handbook, alternate cover. You have the Dungeon Master's Guide, alternate cover, and of course the Monster Manual, alternate cover, as well as another very cool looking DM screen.
Okay, I think this DM screen is my favorite. Can we hold it up real quick?
Is this the one you
Look at that. That's sick. Wait, is that a dragon eating its tail? Or no, it's just breathing fire. That is cool though.
So, very cool DM screens. So, I got this because these are the rules. All of the rules. So, if you're a player, the Player's Handbook is very good.
So if you
You're a
wanted to
DM,
start playing, this is what you'd get?
Yes, these are good reference points, but these came out 2015, and they constantly expand upon the rules, which is why I got these books. Both Xanathar's and Tasha's are very helpful for extended rules. For instance, a lot of the stuff in the Player's Handbook seems very strange compared to Xanathar's, because like to craft an item is just a Herculean task. Because if you want a full plate, I think it costs like 300 days to do that, and that is the most basic full plate. So
Wait, what costs 300 days?
To craft a full plate of armor costs like 300 days, and that just seems excessive because you're putting 300 days work into a full plate. And if you wanted to create a master crafted version of that, you are essentially dedicating your entire life to a single set of armor. So if these just exist in the world, you either have tens of thousands of blacksmiths dedicating their lives to just creating armor, alright? And they just get like one a year, which like if you have an entire army decked out in armor, that means you have to have an equal size army of blacksmiths making a single plate.
You might as well
armor
just hire the
in a year.
blacksmiths for your army.
So it just doesn't make sense, and Xanathar's makes it significantly less time, but the same cost.
Wait, so why is it like that? Who came up with that rule?
I don't know. Like,
Rule.
let me read. Let me read it. It's in Downtime Activities, which is like page 2.
Oh yeah, we're just gonna craft some armor for like a year in our downtime.
Is actually just gives me a
Just don't
reference.
sleep.
Yeah. Adventuring between adventures is 186. Okay. 188. 185. Nice. One page. Okay. So, between adventures, downtime, crafting. Okay. So, yeah, it takes, every day you can, progress in your crafting by 5 gold. So, you take the base price of whatever item you want to craft, and you will work in 5 gold increments towards it. So, to craft a, full plate armor, which costs 1,500 gold, takes 300 days. To create Master Crafted, you 5 times that price. So you're working for several years on a single suit of armor, and to me, that just seems excessive.
Well, what players are doing this?
I don't know. It's like, I don't know anyone who would sit down and be like, yes, my character is going to spend 300 days crafting a single set of armor, because it seems a lot more efficient to just buy one, because you're going to be spending the exact same amount of money. Alright, so...
Wait. So, you have to craft it and spend that money. Or you could just spend the money and not have to craft it.
Yes, this is basically... The only way I could think someone doing this is if they had a source of income, and instead of saving up that money and go adventuring and doing something productive, you're going to spend that money crafting. It seems redundant.
Well, and the game, whoever's running the campaign, if you're playing with other people, if you're going to craft armor for a year, do you just sit out of the game? You know, like, there's no way to do that unless everyone is going to spend a year crafting armor.
Well, sometimes everyone spends a year and we decide what are we doing for X amount of days. And then...
That's what we did.
Yeah, we have done that before. We spent 327 days, I think. Because one of our people, his character is completely obsessed with languages. So, he spent his entire time learning 2 languages in a single town because they had a language he didn't have. So,
wow.
that was fun. We had a lot of downtime to do with whatever we please.
That's actually fun though. Like, just spend a whole year of in-game training and like learning new skills.
Downtime 120. Yeah, in Xanathars, which is very helpful, I highly recommend getting Xanathars, has a lot of random information, but it's all super helpful. So this book is assuming you know the basics of the game, and this just helps out a lot, especially since it has entire tables for names. Like, actually, if you go to the very back page, you have entire pages dedicated to names, so you can just flip the page and be like, oh hey, I have a tiefling, alright, and they're a boy, so I can then roll a d100 and just get a name. So it's completely random information, but it's a lot less trouble of you wondering, what should this character name be?
Oh, wait, so it's just names for things.
Yeah, so you could choose half-orc male, tiefling female, tiefling male.
Acta for a tiefling female.
Yeah, there's also human names, and then for human names, you can choose different sections. So you could have Arabic names, you could have Chinese name.
Dude, this is
Celtic,
really helpful.
Egyptian,
I should get this.
German, French,
Wait.
English.
Bob. Where's Bob?
It would be under B's, so that's female.
Do they
so
do that?
male would be...
Bob? Please say there's Bob.
Nope.
They just have Bernard.
Yeah, Bernard.
We don't talk about Bernard.
Yeah, there's also Indian, Greek, Japanese. Like, if you ever, even if you don't play D&D, if you are just needing names, you can just get Xanathars.
Well, no, totally, for like story writing, because again, that's really helpful. I should get that.
Yeah, it also helps you create traps if you want to help create traps. Is it Xanathars or Tasha's that builds backstory? I think it's Xanathars. That's the backstory. You can help write an entire backstory for a character.
They should just hire you to market these things. Just talk about why you should buy it. I need sponsorships fast. So, as fun as this is, what else do you want to say about your manga collection and where you're going with this? Do you see an end to this? Is there like a conclusion? Like, is there going to be a stopping point where you're like, you know what, I've gotten enough. It's enough to fill the void. I've done it, it's completed, it's over. Or is there no end in sight?
No end in sight. It's like, for instance, if you, let's say you're addicted to Yu-Gi-Oh cards, you know?
Okay.
Like, you can't, one might say, you can't crack that addiction because they're always making more Yu-Gi-Oh cards. But what you can do, alright, is if you get every single card that has ever existed and you collect them all, you have cracked your addiction. You've beaten it. Because all you have to do is wait until they release more cards, and then you buy it. But once you have all of them, you can just say you've completed your addiction. And that is an interesting feeling. When you have an addiction, alright, like meth, you just have to keep doing it. Crack, you just have to keep doing it. There is no end.
Yeah, and you know
All
this
right?
from experience too, right?
Yeah, sure, I definitely have experienced that.
Uh-huh.
But, like, when I have my addiction of completing manga,
Oh, cocaine.
of manga, once I complete a series, it's like, I finished, alright? And then it's like, and then I need to find a different manga to finish it too.
So you said that there's like one more out of the fairy tale series that you
There
need?
are 2 more,
So this isn't even done. This isn't over yet.
Yes, Fairy Tail is done. There is a side series, which has 1 more book. There's 4 total. So that is one that we need. And then Fairy Tail Zero. There is a single manga, it's Fairy Tail Zero. And once we have that, almost everything that this author has made we'll have.
Almost?
Almost. Yes, almost. Because if you get all of Fairy Tail and the 2 books that I mentioned, alright, you finished all of Fairy Tail that have been made, alright? But then he also has another series, Eden Zero, which we are currently up to date.
Here, let's see that. Or a little touch. Eden Zero, and you're currently up to date on it?
Yes, currently up to date. But I learned that he actually has a series before Fairy Tail, so maybe you could collect that one. Maybe that's the next edition.
Well, this has been extremely informative and extremely impressive. So, any last words before we kill you?
Don't get my addiction.
You don't recommend it?
Yeah, I don't recommend reading manga because you have to spend $10 to $12 per volume, okay, on series that are up to 63, and then there's spin-offs. So if you are willing to spend $700 on an addiction, it's great, all right? But, you know, if
cheaper
you're not
than meth,
willing,
I suppose.
if you're not willing to do that, don't do it, all right? But if you're like, I do like anime, just stick to anime. Alright? If you're content with watching it, you can pay like, I don't know, what's a subscription cost?
Free? I mean, I spend about $12 a month for Crunchyroll for sure.
So you can just spend money on a subscription and you can watch as much anime as you can in a month.
Mm-hmm.
And then, there you go, it's significantly cheaper than this. But, you know, the feeling of superiority you get when the anime fans are like, do you watch sub or dub? And then I look at them and I say, I read manga, and just watch all of their, you know, hope dissipate when they realize I'm on a different level than they are, is a great feeling, alright, of superiority. Highly recommend it, but it does cost $700 to get to that superiority level. So, you know,
for
pluses and
$700,
minuses,
you
weigh
can
the
feel
options.
superior to most anime watchers.
Exactly. So you gotta weigh the costs if it's really worth it, you know?
So basically, it's like running Arch. Your computer will crash quite a bit, but you get to have like a sense of superiority to most computer users.
Mm-hmm.
I like it. So, yeah, wise words from someone who
We also need shelf space.
buy a shelf on Gumtree.